How many of you have wondered after putting on so much of hard work, why is my body not changing? Hi, this is Prateek and welcome to Fitness Incorporated. Firstly, I'm going to address you guys who've just started to work out and you're not noticing any changes in your body. Trust me, your body is changing, but the first things to change is very internal and it's in a molecular level. I'll just explain it with this presentation. Practice makes perfect. Now, when we practice something, it changes the inner workings of the brain and the body. How? Is it muscle memory? You'll be surprised to know that there is nothing known as muscle memory. Now, what happens is in our brain, there are two kinds of neural tissue. It is known as the grey matter that processes information and direct sensory stimuli to the nerve cells, and there is white matter, which is made up of axons, also known as nerve fiber, myelin sheath, which is basically fatty tissue that provides insulation and prevents energy loss. So you can see the structure of an axon. So what I want to basically focus on is the neurofibrils and the myelin sheath. As you can see, there are different layers, and why we get better at something is because of this myelin sheath. If you can see these layers, there are different layers increasing, and this increases the efficiency of the electrical impulse from the brain to any particular muscle. So you can see it's exactly like a wire. You can see a wire is always insulated with rubber on the outside or plastic. Now, out of these two, which do you think will carry more electricity? Obviously the second one. Once physical motion is established, it can be reinforced by imagination. There were two different studies done on sprinters as well as basketball players. Now, the study done on basketball players were split into two groups. First group, usual practice. Second group, practice mentally. After 2 weeks, what they noticed that the intermediate and the expert players in the first and the second group that practiced mentally had the same increase in efficiency or performance. Sprinters were asked to sit and just imagine their starting position. What came to the surprise of the scientists when they took the EMG test was that the sprinters, the same muscle patterns were activated just like when they would sprint. So you can see from the presentation that the mind is a very powerful tool and it can drastically change the outcome of your training. The only thing you need to do is believe in yourself and believe in your training. And now for you guys who've been exercising for quite some time and not seeing any changes because your body's either hit a plateau or you've been on a strict program for too long. The problem can be of two kinds. Either the problem lies with your execution of the exercise. I will be coming up with more exercise videos on proper execution of different muscle groups, which will be following after this video. And another problem can be that you've been working out for so long that your body's training stimulus threshold, which is also how much of inflammation your body can handle, has drastically gone up. What we have to realize is resistance training is not just lifting weights, however we feel. There is a lot of physics involved and there is something known as a moment arm of every joint, which I will further address in details in my upcoming videos when I show you proper execution of exercises. Now, if you're wondering what is a proper execution of an exercise, well, it's very simple. In order for your muscle to grow properly, you have to keep it under tension throughout the range of motion for at least a minimum of 40 seconds to 60 seconds. So this video was to address the most important aspect of any training, that is mind muscle connection, and how important a role our mind plays. And I am not saying that. There's a professor known as Dr. Jacob Wilson. He's the professor of skeletal muscle physiology, and in his studies he found out that people who believe them they are packing on muscle actually do pack on more muscles. These techniques are going to change the way you feel and train, and also help you get results in a shorter span of time. Thank you.